Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul. Next, we have Eric Randall.
Honorable members of the commission, good afternoon. Several years ago, one Saturday morning, I was puttering around in the kitchen, emptying my dishwasher, fixing myself some breakfast. I had the radio on, and the program's host was interviewing a politician, talking about some issue. Have you ever been in a situation where you hear a voice and you think to yourself, I know that voice, but you can't quite put a name or a face to it? You know that you know who this person is, but you just can't figure it out. I gave up trying and just started listening. And as they talked, I found myself thinking, this politician clearly knows a lot about this issue. This person has done their homework. This person makes a lot of sense. This politician really cares. When the interview ended, the host said, well, we've been talking this morning with so-and-so, and I was shocked because I more or less despised so-and-so. I had next to no respect for them at all. And if I'd known it was that person, I probably wouldn't have even listened, or maybe I would have listened, but with my mind closed. But divorced from a name and a party, when I just listened to their ideas, so-and-so made so much sense. It was a big lesson for me, and it changed how I approached politics from that moment forward. As a black man, I'd already been aware that the only reason I could vote at all was that countless people before me had worked and marched and sacrificed, and so I owed it to them to exercise my right to vote, and to do so wisely by educating myself about the issues. Now, added to those obligations was another one. I needed to really listen to what the people who wanted my vote had to say. Over the last several years, I've learned a lot about our country and its history through books and podcasts and the news and research. And in many cases, the things I learned wiped out the mostly tidy version of history I'd been taught in grade school. But they also left me hungry to get involved in doing something meaningful to make things better. Our democracy was founded with an express ideal about everyone being equal, and that equality being the basis of us choosing together who our leaders will be. Democracy is a curiously fragile thing. One of our greatest powers as human beings is that we get to make choices, and the blessing and the curse of it is that we can always choose the good, and we can always choose the bad. Democracy protects us from tyranny, but not from bad decisions. Ultimately, there's no law or principle or custom or leader that can protect a country or any group of people from themselves. Our democracy has sometimes been better and sometimes worse about living up to our ideals, but history teaches us that we can make progress through engagement and perseverance. However imperfect we are, we have the tools to make progress and a vision of what progress ought to look like. The best we can do with all of that is to set up a structure that makes it more likely that when the moment comes, we make the right choice. The fair choice, the choice that represents everyone and that vindicates our country's experiment in self-government. In my application letter, I told you all about my professional experience and my community service work and my desire to serve as a bridge between the members of the commission, my commitment to a fair and transparent process. All I can add to that today is this. Our state's constitution provides for the possibility that an ordinary citizen of Pennsylvania, someone who does not hold public office, may chair the Legislative Reapportionment Commission. To me, that points to the wisdom of seeking a person and a process that is impartial. And I would love to have the opportunity to be that person, enough so that I've come all the way to Harrisburg today just to have 5 minutes to look you in the eye and to let you see and hear what I'm all about. Thank you very much for your time and your consideration.
Thank you. Senator Costa and I said, oh, look, a Pittsburgher.
Pittsburgh guy, yeah.
Pittsburgh guy. Are there any questions? Yes, Representative Benninghoff.
As a non-Pittsburgh panelist, but an avid Pirate fan,
You touched on several different things. Just curious, what is it that most inspires you to want to be on the panel itself?
Honestly, I think that it's overwhelming being a citizen of this country these days and seeing the mess that we're in, and a desire to do something. This is a tangible way to get involved, and it's not just a fluff decision. It's something meaningful with serious considerations. I've been doing a little bit of separate research just about legislative district redrawing, and it's a complex and evolving thing with computers and algorithms having a larger potential role to play in trying to figure out what makes a good district, what makes it fair. And so, to me, it's a chance to say I didn't just hunker down at home or complain about the political system, but I had a chance to do something about it. And when I heard that this position was available, I sat down in a fever, wrote the application letter, and turned it in within a couple of days.
I thank you for your passion, and I think that you will see that this group up here also shares the desire to be fair and have a good, smooth, equitable process through this. So thank you for stepping forth.
Thank you.
Senator Costa.
Just very briefly, thank you for your interest in serving, and I commend you for that. I read through your letter, sort of the same question I asked the previous person. Commitment of time. You are a young person. I think I read you have 4 kids at home.
How old do you think I am?
Well, you're younger than I think. You look a lot younger than when I saw your resume. But the point I'm making is your commitment of time, given your professional careers, and I believe it's an engineer, which I think all lends itself well to this conversation in light of where we are today in redistricting and reapportionment. But your commitment, your ability to commit a lot of time to this process. Can you speak to that very briefly?
I can. The application process made it clear that it was going to be more or less a full-time job, and my intent, if you offer the position to me, would be to obtain a personal leave of absence from work. There's a policy for that. I'd have to exercise that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.